I invited 10 people for a mini experiment. I showed them the photo of this beautiful woman and asked them to write down the very first thought that came to their mind. Now, I thought that they would write down that she has such beautiful eyes or make some comment on her lovely skin tone or even her amazing hairstyle. But what surprised me was the responses I actually got. Now, 8 out of 10 people wrote down that the first thing they noticed about this beautiful woman was her missing earring. Hi, I'm Dr. Sonia Shah with a PhD in psychological medicine, and today I'm going to discuss why you feel like bad things are always happening to you. And remember, you're not the only one thinking that way. Many of us feel that we are unlucky in life and bad things only happen to us. But what if I told you that after watching this video, you will start to think differently? You will now begin to feel that your life is full of blessings and happiness. Now, going back to that photo of the beautiful woman, most of the participants focused on what's not right, the missing earring, but no one focused on her beauty. Think about this for a moment. We forget to notice the great things about our partner, our bodies, our lives, our jobs, but we will pay extra attention to what's wrong in our lives. Now, whilst it's in our nature to notice the bad, the problem is that we ignore all the good things that are happening to us. Let's think about this for a moment. It's not unusual that in a day of good conversation, fabulous people, positive experiences, your mind will still go back and think about that one argument, that one bad phone call, or that one jerk that crossed your path. Now, I'm going to share a personal story with you. A few years back, I held a dinner party and invited a lot of people, and I had some very nice positive compliments from the guests. One said she loved my outfit, whilst another said I looked amazing. I was feeling pretty happy until one of the guests looked at my stomach and said, "Congratulations on the pregnancy." Confused, I looked at her and said, "I'm not pregnant." She said, "If it's not the pregnancy, then maybe I should cut down on the carbs in my diet." She told me she had recently hired a personal trainer for herself and had managed to lose a lot of weight. That night, as I was getting ready for bed, I asked my husband if I looked pregnant to him. He smiled and said not at all. But that answer did not satisfy me. I kept wondering why this lady at the party had thought I was pregnant. Had I put on weight? Did I need to start going to the gym? Next day, I spent 3 hours on Google trying to find exercises that would tone my stomach muscles and diets that would help me lose weight. Now, for an entire month, I kept thinking about the comment that was made to me about my stomach. But now, when I look back at that incident, I think to myself, at least 7 people complimented me that evening. So why did I obsessively spend an entire month thinking of that one negative comment? You know, we have learned to train our minds to ignore the good experiences in our lives. We don't pay attention to the blessings in our lives. But when something bad happens to us, we make sure we analyze and reanalyze it first in our minds. Then we call our family and friends and analyze the whole situation again. And if that's not enough, we will jump onto the internet and search for how many other people have experienced that same bad experience. We tend to overfocus on all our bad experiences. But wouldn't life be much better if it could be the other way around, with the good things happening to us sticking with us and the bad experiences sliding into I don't care zone? I could have chosen to spend the entire month thinking about the positive compliments that I'd had that night, and chosen to ignore that negative comment by telling myself, I don't care what that lady thinks about my stomach. That would have made me feel happier and positive. So, why do we focus more on the negative things that happen in our life and pay less attention to the positive things that happen in our life? I once had a client who came into my session looking very sad. I won't use his real name, but we will just call him Richard. I asked Richard, "What's wrong, Richard? Why do you look so sad?" He told me that he worked very hard on a work project and all his team members thought he did a great job, but his supervisor criticized his project and questioned his abilities. He said the negative comment from the supervisor has made him feel very unworthy and discouraged. I said to him, "But Richard, 4 people on your team said that you gave you did such a good job. So why are you focusing on the negative comment from the supervisor? It could be that the supervisor has had an argument with his wife that morning and then come to work in a bad mood and then taken out all his anger on his presentation." But Richard said to me that, "Sonia, this is how I've always been. When someone gives me a compliment, I usually forget about it within a day. But if someone's been mean and nasty to me, it really affects me." And I felt so sorry for him. Now, most of us hold on to negative things even when our lives don't depend on it. The problem with focusing on the crisis than the blessings in our lives is that it can cause us to develop a growing tendency to be stressed and negative. But the good news is we don't have to resign ourselves to this. And in a few minutes, I will show you how you can adopt a few strategies to reverse your mindset. Do you know that several studies have actually showed that paying attention and focusing on the good things in our lives can lead to positive emotions, healthier relationships, and more success and progress in life? So, how do you overcome this mindset and train your mind to focus on all the goodness that life has to offer? Now, the first thing you need to do is learn to recognize your good qualities. If you want to focus on all the good that this life has to offer, then it has to start with yourself. You have so much good to offer to the world, and you deserve every bit of goodness that the world has to offer you in return. For example, how many of us look in the mirror and give ourselves a flying kiss? How many of us look in the mirror and say to ourselves, "I love you, you're the best"? Most of the time when we look at ourselves in the mirror, we notice and pay attention to those pimples, the blackheads, the dark circles, or even the uneven skin tone. We are experts in pointing out our problems and mistakes. And this often creates a negative view of ourselves, and we start to believe that we deserve all the bad things that are coming to us. But remember this, it's impossible to have a positive mindset if you have a negative relationship with yourself. But once you start focusing on your good characteristics, you will begin to feel that your life is full of blessings. Now, tonight and every other night, just before going to bed, I want you to do this exercise. I want you to look at yourself in the mirror, and I want you to note down 3 great things about yourself. It could be your eyes, your hair, your skin, your lips, your arms, your hips. I want you to focus on them, and I want you to tell yourself that you feel lucky and blessed. And now what you're doing is you're training your mind to start focusing on the good things in your life. Secondly, I want you to start saying thank you to all the good things that are happening around you. If you had a hot shower this morning, be grateful. Your partner made you breakfast, say thank you and give them a hug. A stranger smiled at you, feel grateful. When you have so many things to be thankful for, you will begin to focus on the good things in your life. Being grateful and practicing saying thank you is one of the easiest ways to train your mind to focus on the wonderful blessings in your life. And if you're going through a tough time, trying to be grateful might sound impossible right now. But if you look really hard enough, there are plenty of things to be grateful for, like that hot cup of coffee or the kind words from a stranger. Make sure you surround yourself with good company. That's very important. Family, friends, work colleagues, they can influence your way of thinking. Now stay away from people who are negative, who gossip, as they can ruin your thinking. For example, if you have a friend who calls you at the beginning of the day and gossips about others to you, it can literally destroy the rest of your day. Stop wasting time with people who don't bring any good and positivity to your life. Instead, surround yourself with people that make you feel good and support you in your goals and success. Then you can focus more on the positive side of things and eliminate negativity in your life. The third thing is, whenever you hear some bad news or something terrible happens to you or someone says something mean or rude or nasty to you, look at the situation carefully before you blow it out of proportion. Is it that bad, or are you making it bigger than it really is? You know, sometimes a problem is not that serious, but when you focus on it too much, it can make it way more significant than what it really is. Ask yourself, in 6 months' time or a year from now, will this situation really matter to me? The next time you hear some negative news or have something happen to you, don't react to it with anger, hurt, or disappointment. No, don't do that. Instead, analyze the situation without reacting too much to it. It could just be a simple problem with a simple solution. So these are the three major solutions to changing your life and starting to believe that you have an amazing life that is full of blessings. Start having a good relationship with yourself. Secondly, observe and be thankful for the blessings that are coming your way. And finally, surround yourself with positive, happy people. So if you feel like bad things are always happening to you, you must start training your mind to focus on the good things in your life. Don't spend and don't overanalyze the bad things. Focus on the good and more good will come knocking on your door. No matter what kind of life you're living, there must be moments of happiness and satisfaction, no matter how small they are. Focus on these moments and they will grow. Be the doorkeeper of your mind and refuse to let any negative thinking come to you. So I thank you so much for watching this video, and please do like and subscribe to watch more of my videos. Stay happy and blessed, and my good wishes are with you all.